well, why don't you sell it to me and move into a bigger building and put your signature on the skyline where it belongs? He says, that's exactly what I've been trying to do for the last 4 years. I said, really? How come you're not having any luck at this? He says, because nobody's moved. He says, there just isn't a decent signature left, and I'll have to wait until one of these companies go out of business or something before. And so he says, but keep in touch. So every 3 or 4 months, maybe every 6 months after a while, because originally this was like 1994 that I called it. 4 years later, I'm sitting at my desk reading the paper, and the Nations Bank has bought the Barnett Bank. Okay? Nations had that tower. Barnett had this building over here. The other one in the picture over here, which we called the DuPont Center at the time. But it had Barnett signature on it. Okay? I said, that's interesting. I walked out of my office, which was 2 blocks further down, 3 blocks further down. I walked all the way up here, and I looked back and forth, and I said, that's a much prettier building. These guys are going to consolidate those 2 main branches into that building. This signature is going to be blank. I went back to my office, and I called the guy up on the telephone. Now, I hadn't talked to him in almost 6 months. It took him a second to figure out who I was. I said, now that the Nations Bank has bought the Barnett Bank, and the Barnett Bank will move into their branch 3 blocks north, that leaves a signature for you, so I presume you're already in negotiations to move across the street, and you can sell me your little building. He said, what? I said, now that the Nations Bank has bought the Barnett Bank? And he said, yeah, I heard that, but where do you get your information? What are you talking about? I said, it was in the paper this morning. He said, what? Because this was a very big secret. I mean, there was some kind of go dark clause or something that they had. And so they weren't supposed to tell anybody they were even interested. But of course, they were already negotiating a new lease with the guys, in that tower, with the owners of that tower. So the first thing he did was swear me to secrecy. I said, don't worry. Nobody else reads the paper like I read the paper. Your secret is safe with me. Your secret is safe with me. And for the next couple of months, we negotiated over the telephone, and we finally came to a deal where we would buy that property. And I said, the reason you want to talk to me is when you move out, you won't make a move. You guys are just like everybody else, big companies. You won't make a move on this building. You won't do a thing on this building until you have actually moved across the street. He said, well, yeah, that's about right. I won't get permission to do anything else. I said, if you make a deal with me and get your board to approve it, you got months to go before you have to move, right? He said, yeah. I said, so you've got all this time. You can negotiate with me. We can set a price. We can make a deal, and I will take possession the day I'll close and take possession the day after you move out of your current building. Nobody else can be that flexible. I can. Plus, you don't have to fix it up. You don't have to clean it out and tell them it's in 1949 condition. In beautiful shape. You don't have to clean it up. You don't have to re-rent it as you might have to do if you're going to sell it to another investor, a different investor.